Hello, fight fans. Seattle Mike of MMA with Friends here. Everybody, please hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, I'd like to welcome to the family. And don't forget to ring that bell so you're notified whenever I drop a new video or go live for Fight Companions, including the next 10 Tuesdays for Dana White Contender Series, this Friday for Benson Henderson versus Michael Chandler 2, and basically every major MMA and boxing event. Let's get right into this, though, guys. I'm going to talk about Dana White Contender Series and the rising stars that have came out of this. Just 3 seasons in, 30 weeks. This thing has been wildly successful. 5 fights per week. And the UFC is pumping out some future stars, in my opinion, on this. And then you have some role players, some guys that can get in there and they can fill in a spot on the card. You have guys that, are filling in spots, are moving up right now, like friend of the show, Jalen Turner, Alonzo Menafield, Kevin Holland came over, Ricky Simone, entertaining personality. We'll see if he has the skills to back it up. Brock Weaver. And we've had quite a few other guys that are filling in on cards, and we're just starting to learn more about them and how they're going to fit into the UFC. But today I picked 7. I thought 7 of the most important fighters to come out of Dana White Contender Series. And one of the standard guys, one of the guys that he is in the mix now, Dan Ige, just got off a 5-round main event with Calvin Kattar. Incredible fight. He was on a 6-fight winning streak before that, including a win over the very talented Edson Barbosa. Dan 50K Ige, he's going to be back after that loss to Qatar. Qatar is something special, I will tell you. But Dan Ige, he definitely has the skills to pay the bills, and there's a lot of potential in this guy's future. The next guy I want to talk about is on a 7-fight winning streak, and I think he might be the most underestimated, underrated guy in the entire UFC. Sometimes you just forget about this guy, and this is a guy who knocked out Nico Price, knocked out Mike Perry in the first round. I'm talking about Jeff Neal. This guy has scary power. He's got a lot of skills. He can punch, he can kick, he can do it all. Jeff Neal is a future contender if he's not there right now. Super entertaining fighter. I will not miss one of this guy's fights. Next guy up just had his first main event. He was kind of being dubbed as like the next great thing. Over there at middleweight, trained with Ronda Rousey, starting at 15 years old, before she was even in the UFC. Of course, I'm talking about Edmen Shahbozian. This kid, he's 11-1. He's got a head kick knockout first round over veteran Brad Tavares. I know, that was a big stumbling block when he went up against Derek Brunson, in my opinion, was too much, too early. I think this kid does have the ability to come back. He's just going to have to dig deep. Very young, just 22 years old. This kid's got his whole life and his whole career ahead of him. And I don't think that's the last time we're going to see Edmen Shahbozian headlining a card. Next up, talk about young guys coming up. Chase Hooper, just 20 years old, had an impressive win at 19 years old over there in Contender Series. won his debut in the UFC. He also kind of got thrown to the wolves. I thought it was a bit much in his second fight to take on Bruce Lee Roy Alex Caceres, but he went the distance. He got beat up pretty good. He lost the fight. There was no doubt, but I think it'll be a learning moment for Chase Hooper. And like I said, just 20 years old. This kid, he could be something special. A lot of skills here, and if anything, he could become a Ben Askren impersonator if there's ever any need for that, like at parties or anything like that, because people are always looking for a Ben Askren impersonator. And speaking of young rising stars, Macie Barber, this is one of the most violent women in all of the UFC. And she's just 22 years old. 8-1. She's got 7 finishes in her 8 wins. Her only loss was actually in her last fight against Roxanne Modafferi. She tore her ACL during that fight. So, I mean, that is, if you're going to make an excuse, that's a pretty good excuse. It is kind of hard to fight with a torn ACL. Take nothing away from the happy warrior Roxanne Modafferi, but Macie Barber, I mean, she has incredible jiu-jitsu. She's got violent striking. This girl can, she can finish in multiple ways. And she says she's going to be champion. She's got a ton of confidence. I think she's got a great shot at being a champion one day. Now this next guy, well, either you probably love him, you hate him, or you strongly dislike him. Actually, you probably don't love him. You probably just hate him, or you strongly dislike him. He used to play in the NFL. It was a very controversial signing. He is 6-2 since becoming a mixed martial artist. Fought his first fight ever, I believe, there on Dana White Contender Series. Really had no background, but he is super athletic. Of course, I am talking about the violent heavyweight Greg Hardy. At 6-2 with 1 no contest. He's had a bit of a rough go in a couple of these fights. Had a no contest because he used an albuterol inhaler in between rounds. No matter who told him who he could use it. Apparently, his trainer told him he could use it. The commission supposedly said it was okay. It was not okay. So a no contest there that would be a win. And then he landed an illegal knee against Alan Crowder, which it looked like he really thought about it. I'm not sure if he was confused about the rules or what the issue was there, but that's one of his losses at 6-2. His other loss, I think, was probably his most impressive performance, though. It came on late notice against contender Alexander Volkov. Volkov's a veteran and an absolute beast. I think Greg Hardy moved on a lot from that fight, and he is a future contender. Like I said, whether you want him to be or not. The number 1 guy, I think, off the Dana White Contender Series, at least the most popular, he's undefeated. He's going to be facing Marlon Vera coming up, and of course, that's Sean O'Malley. He had some controversy over some things with USADA. They never did get that figured out, but they also never thought the kid was cheating. He's vegan. It looks like he was taking some vitamins and supplements. I don't know what exactly happened. He got suspended, I believe it was twice, and USADA was kind of working with him like, hey, we don't know what's going on, how this is popping up. He says he doesn't have any idea how it's popping up. Innocent until proven guilty, and a lot of people think this kid's innocent. And at 12-0, a lot of people love him. He's got 9 finishes, and not only is he a great personality inside the cage, he's a great personality outside of the cage. And instead of, just feeling sorry for himself and getting depressed in that time he was suspended, he went out there on YouTube, went out there on Twitch, and became more popular. This guy, Sugar Sean O'Malley, his attire in the UFC store for Reebok and now Venom, he's one of the #1 selling fighters in the UFC. That's absolutely amazing. He is THC friendly, which is, got him some fans in that crowd. Sugar Sean O'Malley definitely could be a champion one day. This kid's got a lot of skills. He's still very young there at bantamweight. He's got a very tough fight coming up against Marlon Vera. But I'm going to say, if he looks impressive, if he beats Marlon Vera convincingly, put him against whoever you want. He might be looking at a title shot. This kid is very good. He's very fast, and he's got the personality to really not only elevate himself, but elevate the UFC. So that's who we've seen on Dana White Contender Series so far. It's coming back tomorrow, Tuesday, August 4th. So if you're watching this in the future, this is just a day before episode 1 of season 4. And we have 10 weeks, 50 fights to look forward to coming up. 5 fights per show. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me your thoughts on Dana White Contender Series. Do you think it's better than Ultimate Fighter? Do you think I picked the right fighters to showcase from this show? Let me know down there in the comments. I hope you all join me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for Season 4, Episode 1 of Dana White Contender Series. Guys, until then, as always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.